Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the One Meal Channel. That wasn't planned, but this is a channel where I only make one meal a day. It's because I only eat one meal a day, and I film it and post it on the internet for everybody to watch. Today we're having a very special day and making steaks, and I hope that all of you enjoy our presentation. With that, let's get into it. Hello. We're doing something special, New York strip today. Making two pieces, not because I'm going to have both pieces, but because I'm going to make it for my roommate Noah. He is also going to do something special, and he's going to be cooking up his famous asparagus. Asparagus is one of the only vegetables that I didn't really like as a kid, but when you prepare it like this on the grill, I've been living with Noah for quite a few years now. He makes a pretty kick-ass asparagus, so I'm looking forward to that. Pretty simple, 15 minutes on the grill, and it's going to do everything it needs. I'm getting these seasoned right now. I could have had these seasoned earlier today, but you know, work life. This is just more of a hobby, not a craft for me. So we're just going to do some garlic salt and some pepper. Add a pretty liberal amount onto both sides. And Noah asked me to put Montreal seasoning on his. Now I actually prefer the flavor of Montreal seasoning over just the salt and pepper when it's cooked on the grill. But since I'm going to be cooking mine in the oven, I'm going to stick to my typical salt and pepper outcome, because I think salt and pepper is probably my favorite flavor to have when we're going onto the grill. So this is about room temperature, maybe just a few degrees colder. Not a big deal. The oven is already preheated. We're going to do a reverse sear, but instead of popping everything into the oven right away, I want to get my potatoes cut and cross-hatched first, because I think the potatoes are going to take a little bit longer to cook. So everything is prepped and ready to go. All we need to do, well, I guess not completely prepped. The oven is prepped and ready to go. It's time to get everything else ready for it. So let's take this Montreal seasoning. You know, for how big the holes are here, it doesn't do a really good job of allowing everything to fall in. Perfect. Thought I lost you out for a second.
Nope. Front done.
Awesome.
Not enough room in the bin for the back.
Okay. Well, you got the front done.
You decided you do Montreal too?
No, I'm just doing it for you.
Oh, both of those are for me?
This is pepper and salt. This is Montreal for the other.
Understood.
Yep. So
I am not wearing my glasses. Please do not be mean.
I'm going to be very rude now. I'm going to be very rude. No, I actually prefer I was just telling the viewers that I prefer the flavor of Montreal, but while it's grilled. If it's on a pan or in the oven, I prefer the regular salt and pepper. But I do like that Montreal. Does this look good to you? The amount on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
15-ish minutes now.
Yeah, I'd say now would probably be a good time. Are you gonna go like take a shower or something while that's out there?
Yeah, at least in not sink soda.
Okay. Potatoes are going to be the best part. Just kidding, of course the steak is. But potatoes are the most fun part to do. So let's grab this. I think this long potato is fun. I have a couple of small potatoes. We don't want small potatoes. We want a couple of regular, normal-sized, medium potatoes.
Actually, I'm going to go sit in the front of the
Yep, makes sense. Good luck.
Nice water bottle with ice in it and fill the glass instead.
Heat stroke, perhaps? Major brain trauma? Oh yeah, this is going to be the perfect time to do something else. Actually, paper towel would be better. These are all freshly washed. It is time to do something that we probably should have done months ago, and that is thoroughly sharpen our knife. Okay. Gosh, there's a lot more prep into this than I thought there was going to be. Okay, let's give this a quick rinse. So any of the metal shavings that were on there don't get into our meats or anything else that we have to cook up. Okay, we'll move this over here. I want to get the potatoes on first so that they can get a good cook. And usually I do this pretty, oh yeah, that's nice. That's a much better cut than we were getting before. You need these to be reasonably thick. It's a fresh bag of potatoes that I just got from the store and there's a black spot on it. That's too bad. It needs to be reasonably thick, but not too thick that it takes too long to cook by the time everything else is done. So we'll get that done. There we go, this is actually the thickest piece that I have here, and we're good. I'm going to cut these black ends off. Makes the presentation look a little bit worse, but you never know what's in them. That's going to be fine, and then this right here, we'll just cut the end piece off. And we'll start our little crosshatch. Okay, again. Good. Same over here. You really only need to do one side, but when you're doing these shallow cuts like I am, both sides are best. Good. Other side again. This will be my piece. I'm going to leave that part there. Ooh, that was deep. Good. I'll put that over here. Another piece. This is easy. We're not going to be flipping this one. So kind of just score the meat in the middle. Now let's do that for all of them. This one's really shallow, so this one's going to turn out like a potato chip, which is good. It's nice to have some variety. It's the balance between having a good presentation and making sure that not all of these come out looking the same. You want them to look imperfect. Good. And then our final end piece right here. Deep cuts on this, like I said, you're just not going to flip it. You're not going to get any cook on that skin side. Other side. Ooh. Yeah, and I've started doing this now, what is it, like a couple of weeks? So I'm getting much better with my scores, not cutting all the way through. So I make a few mistakes here and there. but I'm getting much better. All right, and quicker, because now we're doing 2 potatoes instead of 1. Ooh, that one almost went through. We'll try to be careful with that on the second pass. Okay. I've also tried to make the, oh, that one just went straight through. I've tried to be careful, I've tried to make a lateral and vertical lines in the potatoes as well. Yeah, that one just went clean through. And the presentation doesn't turn out as good, so these diagonal lines are way better. Ooh, that one might have gone through as well. Getting a little impatient here. It's okay, we'll survive. This piece is the only piece, very, very lightly connected at the end. That won't stay like that for long. Okay, so with that, we've been having this heat up for us while we're waiting. I might even need to turn it down just a little bit. Yeah, I think I will. Turn on the vent. And kind of help with that smoke point. We'll add some butter on top of this as well. So I've been letting that sit quite a lot longer than I was expecting it to while we got all this prepped. So let's add our butter. Usually messes with the sear when we do this. That's fine. Much better now. I'll move on with our potatoes. Good. And the temperature of our oven is set perfectly for a reverse sear. So we'll do the salt and pepper for me. The Montreal seasoning for Noah, who I very rudely snapped at when he asked me how they were seasoned. Let's get a good look at them. They're probably, I don't know, Noah's is probably the thicker one. I'm a little jealous now. I should have kept that piece for myself. It's probably a whole inch thick. So, with that in mind, I'll take this insert into the middle here, turn this on. We're going to set this to 130 degrees Fahrenheit because we're going to pop back up and sear it in the pan. So let's move this deep into the middle. Hopefully I got that nice and centered. Nice and well centered. I'll open this up. There we go. And that will slowly and gradually come up to temperature until we're ready to put it in our pan. Perfect. Montreal seasoning goes back to where it needs to be. This goes back to where it needs to be. We shouldn't need this anymore. No, yeah, we will. Yeah, for our freaking reverse here. What am I thinking? Also for the potatoes. Gosh, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Yeah, I'm going to pre-season my potatoes a little bit with this garlic salt, but not the pepper, because the pepper will burn. And I'm going to put this temperature back up to high medium, because I'm not smoking anymore. I'll start out at medium. We'll finish that off with pepper, and that'll be good. I'll also keep our butter over here for our steaks. Move our plates, and we will have everything ready here in the not too distant future. Yeah, you know, I've never done a reverse sear this way. Usually I sear them first and then put them into the oven so that both steaks can come out at kind of an even temperature. But in this case, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to basically slam sear the pan with oil and just put a very slight amount of butter in there so that the overall temperature of the steak doesn't go down, or excuse me, of the pan doesn't go down when I put the next steak in, because that's what happens. This reverse sear method is great for one steak, but once you put the second steak on, your pan needs to come up to heat again. So you start out with this rip-roaring pan, you sear your steak, and then the pan loses its temperature and its bite, especially if you put butter in. It's just not rip-roaring, and then you put that second steak in, and it's just kind of dull, kind of dead. Yeah, in this case, I'm just not going to worry about letting the steaks rest, because here's my thought. The steaks will be resting on the plates, getting ready to be eaten before they're served, right? So once I'm done taking, let's say Noah's steak out of the pan, because I'll sear his first, because I want him to have the best presentation. We want to impress our friends, right? As soon as I do that, I'll put it on the pan and get it on his plate and get it ready to serve him. And while he's waiting for me, that steak will begin cooling. And by the time we're ready to cut into it, it will have rested for about 5 minutes. Yeah, the downside of cooking it this way is that it comes up to temperature very, very, very slowly. So I may have mistimed this, because I haven't done it like this before. I always do it the opposite direction. I get it up to heat in the pan and then maintain that heat in the oven. Here, I'm slowly bringing it up to heat and then searing it off in the pan. But I thought that the potatoes were going to take the longest to cook, so I decided to put the potatoes on first before getting the steaks in there. Hopefully, I made the right decision.
Smell like steak. Starting to smell good.
That's what I like to hear.
Oh, dishwasher too, right?
Dishwasher's all clean. Look at the color on those potatoes. That is what you like to see. But you like to see that on the thinner potatoes. This is the thickest potato right here, and it already has the deepest, darkest color on it, which is not what you want to see, because that means the outside is cooked really well, but the inside is not cooked well at all. So I'm actually going to, I noticed that this one isn't getting as much heat. So I'm going to move this thick piece over here, move this thinner piece over there so we can get a little bit more temperature. I'm also going to swap this one out also. These side pieces, I'm not too concerned about this. This is probably extremely crispy. Yeah, it is. It's extremely crispy. That's okay. You lose some of the end pieces sometimes. This piece, for example, looks a lot better. Excuse me, looks less cooked. Take this, yeah, I'm going to put both of these more in the center. These smaller pieces out on the edge. Yeah, you know what? I think this is going to turn out just fine. Temperature is rising consistently now. A good way to test those potatoes for doneness is with a fork, and I already know that they're not done, but it is regardless a really good way to test them. Yeah, this big thick piece is still a little too starchy, this one too. Like, you can get your fork all the way through it, but it's just still too dense. I want to see, do I have another non-stainless steel pan that I can use? Noah and I were just talking about it. And I don't really have this one, but it's clearly too small. Go check in here just in case I might have misplaced one a while back. We don't use stainless steel pans very often. We use non-stick almost exclusively. Yeah, that temperature is looking good now. The ideal consistency that you want with these potatoes is that you can take a fork and push right through the end. So I'm actually going to take a look at this end piece here, see how it's doing. Looks like it can go a little while longer. Let's see, what about this piece? That one's doing a good job. Yep, I think this is all going to turn out just right. Quick top off on this garlic salt. And the temperature continues to rise. Yeah, I think that is about it for me on my end. Let's take a look at the asparagus here real quick. So simple. So effective. Good on you, Noah. And just so I can take a mental note, what does he have it at? He has it on about medium temp as well. About, what does it say? 350 degrees? That's 200 degrees Celsius. Yeah, now that we are not being bombarded with smoke, I think it's we can take a break from the disorienting sound that is the fan. But I love that. Absolutely love that. 90 degrees up on the steak. 90 degrees up on the steak. Okay, yeah, this potato right here is all the way cooked, which is good. This potato right here is all the way cooked. This potato right here is almost all the way cooked. Let's see. Well, that one wants to fall apart. Let me flip this around without splattering too much. Same with this one. That's nice and crispy. It's always nice when you don't break them apart. There we go, that's nice. Check this piece out. This nice crispy look, it's fantastic. It's exactly what you want. We're going to move it down. These thin pieces, we're going to move them down. Put the big thick piece right there. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, put this down, let this cook a little bit further. Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually going to swap these. I'm going to do a little pirouette. Great. And this piece we're going to tuck in really close as well. But these pieces here on the edge look just fine. These tiny pieces are probably going to be cooked. Yeah, that's a little much. That's a little much, can you tell? This piece right here, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. That'll be fine. This piece could be cooked as well. Yeah. Yeah, that piece looks a little bit overdone. Oh well. Too bad. Too bad, so sad. These potatoes are going to turn out absolutely great. So great that I am going to turn the temperature down again. And they're extremely oily from that olive oil and from that butter. We'll just take them off, put them on a paper towel, and dry them out. Just like you're taking off a piece of bacon or something. It's to be expected. Yeah, I'll actually do that. Over here will not be a problem. Since I used up all of my paper towels, grab a new set. Great. What do you think? A tablespoon of butter for each? That seems fair to me. Yeah, that big thick potato in the middle, that one needs to cook a little while longer. This is some really good color that we have on these potatoes. This is some really excellent color that we're getting. So this one was already cooked, I noticed. I'm going to move that one out. This piece needs a little bit more attention. I'm going to move him in here close to the middle. These small pieces, now that they're, small, are going to cook out plenty fine on their own. Move this here towards the edge. These pieces are going to be fine also. Just check the opposite side. Yeah, since the color that we get on both pieces looks good, or on both sides looks good, You can flip them a little bit more often now. Yeah, this can stay there. Oh yeah, that flimsy nature of that potato is perfect. That's exactly what you're looking for. Okay, let's check our temp. 109 degrees. We're getting there. We're looking good. We're absolutely looking good. And because everything in here is clean, I can afford to take these out. $19 more degrees to go. Yep, and I think it's about time. We'll move this up to like a medium heat. I think around the time that these steaks are ready to come out, be around the same time that these potatoes are ready to come off. I'll check this big piece one last time, see how it's doing. Yeah, much better. Still feels a little stiff. This piece here on the end, yeah, that piece is good. We're ready to party, my friends. Yeah, that big piece, like I said, lots of good color on that now. We'll move that over off to the side. Good color on this piece also. Everything looks good. And those end pieces probably aren't going to make it, but that's fine. Yeah, especially this one. If it wasn't so hot, I'd take a bite out of it right now, but this one looks like it's had better days. I have a feeling that as soon as this moisture, this oil and butter leaves it, it is going to be having itself a very difficult time staying soft. Let's take one last look at our steaks here in the oven, cooking up. As they approach temperature, which is nice. Ten more degrees. Kind of expected Noah to be back right now with the asparagus. Oh gosh, the temperature is like 400 degrees. I was wrong, not 350. 350 because I took them out of the pan. And, excuse me, lifted the lid. Yeah, I feel like those are probably done, to be completely honest.
I was just coming out to check.
There we go. Which is good, because if he starts bringing it in, keep it warm, well, we're just a few degrees away from searing off our steak. So I'll do Noah's first. That way he has the perfect steak. All I need is for mine to be cooked. This needs to be cooked and look good. Yep, and that's almost done. So, all right, perfect time.
Oh man, I opened that thing up and started smelling it, and instantly my stomach is attacking itself.
Is it ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, these potatoes are done, and I'm gonna sear off the steaks now.
Perfect. Good timing. I cooked the heat all the way down on the
Perfect.
griddle. Oh, it's starting to smell good in this house.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and you know, once these have a chance to dry a little bit, I will return them to the pan. Just to make sure that they stay nice and warm and toasty, if that makes sense. Come on, come on, come on, I'm anxious. 3 degrees, 3 degrees. One degree. Nice. Yeah, the cool thing about these potatoes soaking in all that oil is that they retain their heat pretty well. Yeah, and I'll turn this on to low. Yes, sir. Yep, I get it. I get it. So let's take a look at this. Let's see if I have to turn the temperature down slightly. Don't do what I just did, that will burn your finger and make your finger feel really bad. Try your best to be gentle next time and have the steak go away from you so that it doesn't splatter and hurt you like that. We're going to put some butter in here. Add these back just to keep them warm. This is just on low, so I'm not concerned. Enough the heat. I'm keeping most of them in the middle so that they don't get re-soaked with oil again. Yeah, that's a good sear. Might have overdid it just a little bit, but frankly, I think that's the Montreal seasoning. I also don't smell any burning, which is good. The butter isn't burning. You can see it's browning slightly. So I mean, yeah, it's burning, but it hasn't lost its flavor. Here we go. And take his plate. That nice big piece of meat right there. Get this temperature coming back up again. Give him some good potatoes here on the side to enjoy. Give him 3, and I'll give him a good skin, one of the good skins. And I'll take the bad skins. And we'll move that over here for him. And he's run off again into the middle of nowhere for some reason, so I'll just let him know that food's done. Food's done.
Okay.
He's out there relaxing. How dare he? How dare he relax? Your plate's over there, good sir.
Are you going to use that again?
I don't know what you mean.
The pan? Get to use it for anything else?
No.
Can I put the cast iron on there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would like to not obliterate the countertop.
That sounds, I understand. I absolutely understand. Well, I'm not worried about the asparagus. It's always about that steak. Oh yeah, with some attitude. Wow, that looks awesome. All right, I'll be right over there. Feel free to get started without me.
What's on the potatoes?
Salt and pepper.
Oh yeah, those crispy ends for that. Not even close to cold.
Good. I'm gonna turn this oven off real quick before I make a mess. No, I've never cooked a steak that way.
Good.
Yeah, I always
How did you-
sear it first and then put it in the oven. I put it in the oven first and then seared it afterwards. Do you want anything else with that?
That middle burner is still on.
Thank you. Yeah, do you want horseradish sauce?
No, this is good.
Okay.
I'm gonna use all this juice from the steak with the potatoes.
Perfect. Yeah, I might grab some sriracha for these potatoes, yeah. Oh, this didn't turn out that bad. I was nervous. I always get nervous about the skins because they usually get really crispy. No, I think your cast iron saved them. All right, I gotta try your asparagus. Not like it's the first time I've had it, but...
I got the ends all crispy this time, which I did not do the other day.
Yeah, I like that texture. Yeah, I like that texture a lot. All right, well, I'm going to enjoy this without filming the whole thing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Thank you. Bye.